Hi all. Today we will be going with the loops, meaning the system Verilog loops. So let's say that why do we need this loop? Let's say we have an array of size 10 elements. It will be having, let's consider an array we have this 10. So I want to consider for each element, let's say 0, 1, 2, 3 till 9. So for that, let's say array of 0, I need to update some element, meaning I need to update on this one. So in the second case, I need to again. So there are some thing we need so that it can be continuously repeating the scenarios. So that's why we need a loop. So there are different kinds of loop. Let's say that first we have the while loop, and another second one is do while loop. Third one we have forever loop, and the fourth one we have for loop, and the fifth one we have for each loop, and sixth one we have repeat loop. So consider an example, like let's say that we have array 10 elements, like let's if I use for loop, as we know most of the things on the for loop as it is from C. So let's declare an int variable and int I equals to 0 and I is less than 10 and I plus plus. So let's begin and see here we need some array, right? Like I of 0, meaning let's say that I will be writing an value. Let's say I have array of 0 and I will be writing the value 0. Array of 1, meaning at the second location I will be writing 1. Even we can play with this right hand side the variable. Even we can write anything I plus 1 or I into I. So even Fibonacci also we can apply. So during that kind of scenarios, we can use this for loop also. Even we can use for each also and repeat also. So that's how we need loops here. So let's go with one by one. Let's say that we have this for meaning while loop we will be saying like while loop. So basically let's see that the syntax, it's a simple, like we have while and check the condition and do begin and add some variables or any statements, we can say statements and end. So these while and all the loops should be used inside this initial, begin and end. So this is the one syntax we can say. Let's say that we have one variable and the value will be less than 10. So declare that int as a variable and count will be 0, meaning let's by default the integer value will be 0. So if I want to use this while for increment purpose, so like if I write a module here, let's say that module and the tb, so declare that int as a count and let's directly add initial and begin and let's add some display statements here like initial value of count and percentage 0d and the variable count count. So here let's say that now I will be checking my while loop here. So while count is less than 10 and then add begin. If you have multiple statements, you can better to add begin. If not, like for single statement, no need to add. So it is always preferable to go with the begin. So let's say that we have the count and if I want to add like again display statement and uh, before display statement we have already added here, right? So what I can do is let's remove this line. I'll be incrementing the value of count here. So count plus plus if I do and then add display statement here like count value is m percentage d and count count and do begin is there and end. So initial of this one and I will be doing end of this one. So initial begin and we will be end module. So this is a simple while loop, Verilog test bench code. So let's execute and see what will with the scenarios or how we can explore more while executing. So let's log in. So as we know that, let's type module db and end module. So we have declared int count and initial begin and end. So let's add a initial value of the variable count. And now let's add our while loop while count is less than 10 and begin. So here no need to add this semicolon here. So begin. Let's copy the above line and paste it paste it here, and let's say that if I do count plus plus, it will be keep on incrementing and begin and is done. Let's save this, select a simulator. So I'll be selecting synopsis and run it. So I cannot run. So here we can see that okay, loop. Let's add this loop value of count. So the initial value of count will be 0, and after that we are able to see this display at line number 10. So now our value was 0 and it is less than 10, and after that we have incremented. So after incrementing, our loop value will be 1, meaning this count will become 1. So it is 1 and end. So again it will go back and again it will check the value of count. Earlier it was 0, and after incrementing it got 1, and now 1 is compared with 10. So is 1 is less than 10? Yes. So it will be keep on repeating in this loop. So here it will keep on checking, and let's say that after 9, so what will happen is, like, after 9 value will be less than 10, and then count becomes incremented by 1. So 10. So count value is 10 and it is less than 10. So meaning it is equals to 10, and here we are checking with less than 10. So it will not enter in this loop only. So it will come out of this loop. Let's say if I add the one more display statement, final value of count, if I say, so let's see what it will be. It should be, yeah, so it should be 10. So what it is saying is, like, after incrementing, so it was getting printed. So loop value of count becomes 10, meaning it is after 9 is done and it got incremented. How 0 to 1, in the same way 9 to 10 it got incremented, and it got come out of that loop, meaning it is not comparing. So that's why now, even if let's say that if I add this equals to 10, so what will happen is it is checking again after 10, it got incremented. Now our final value should be 11. So run this one. See, so loop value was, meaning 11, meaning after increment only we have this loop statement. So but the final value was 11. So this is how loop will work. Even let's say that if I don't add this count itself, so what will happen? So initially count will be 0 and it is checking whether the count is less than 10 or equals to 10. So what will happen is we don't have anything to do here apart from this display statement. So now it will be keep on executing for infinite times. Let's say that if I run, yeah, see here it the loop never got completed. So the loop value is 0 and result reached is maximum. So maximum and the killing process. So we don't have this statement at all. Dollar display statement, meaning this line number 13 we don't have. So this is how we can do with the while loop now. Yeah. In the next section we will be going with the do while loop, or let's say that we will cover do while so that we can compare while and do while. So let's do while loop. So in the do while loop, let's see the syntax. So do begin and do some statements here and end. And after the end begins, add the while and check for some condition. So this is the syntax of do while loop. So now see like how the things will be going executed. Let's go back to the code and so before here so understand this one like do first it will increment. Let's say our variable int count was there, right? So so what will happen inside this, if I add this do begin and increment our count and end and the while and check for some condition, meaning count is less than 10. So what will happen is it will got executed first and then checking the condition. So in the previous case, first it was checking the condition, then it was getting incremented after one. So but here the condition is checked first and the loop will be checking, meaning the condition before the condition it will got incremented, like the action will take place first and then while loop will be getting executed. So let's take this one another example. So here we have this loop and I will be just what I need to do is I'll just commenting as of now for uh, while meaning this loop, and here we have this one. So if I just copy it and paste it and just remove this, so initial value of the count and do do begin and end. So so now increment add this one here, count got incremented and display and the final display. So let's check this. Syntax error. Yeah, begin again it is not needed. This begin and we don't need, and add this one. At line number 27 we are getting error. Final value of the count. Begin and while and the condition getting checked. Yeah, it was a syntax error. Like after while I need to add that semicolon. So what is happening here is like initially the value of count was 0 and then count becomes 1. So loop value will be got incremented. So in the same way 1, 2, 3, 4. Like let's say that the count will be keep on incrementing and till unless and until it becomes equals to 10. So now after the while loop, like let's say that our count value reaches 10 and it is less than, meaning the count value reaches to 9 and it is less than or equals to 10, it is true, then our final value is not displayed, meaning again it will go back to this begin, meaning do begin, and the count value got incremented 9 to 10, and then loop value will be 10, and then again checking whether it is less than or equals to 10. Now it is equals to 10. So now again it will, this while loop is true, again it will go back to this do, and count got incremented to 11. So here what will happen is loop value is 11. So now it is checking while is less than 11 is less than or equals to 10. No, then it will come out of this loop and saying that the final value is 11. So this is the one thing we need to see. So earlier the loop value was till only for 10, and now we have the loop value as 11. So now if you consider the execution, so first in the do while loop, the action will taking first and then condition will be checking. And in the while loop, the first statement will be getting printed, meaning this one, like condition will be getting checked, and then the counter, meaning the count value getting incremented. So those things will happen. Yeah, thanks.